Hello and welcome back to Dent TMD. In today's video I'm going to be showing you 3 of the latest models to the fleet, and that is my new Bachmann 37s. They're all here next to me now, and I'm just going to quickly show the boxes, tell you which locos they are, and then we'll do a closer inspection on them over at the board like in the previous videos. So in this box here we have 37114 in EWS and split head code nose. In this one here we have 37692 in coal sector. This is a Bachmann limited edition and is last a bollock more. And in this box here is a modified 37, which is 37610 with the flush front large logo as it is in its modern day state on loan with coaless rail. So I'm going to unbox these and we'll get back to you on the closer inspection of each one of these models. So then, here's the first 37 and it's EWS 37114. Here you can see a side view of it. I have done some work to this model already, such as fitting the etched plate and plaque, and also you fitted the snowplow on the front to the buffer beam instead of the bogie, so it doesn't pivot at all. I've also painted the head code boxes black instead of them being yellow. So then, before we get into any of the details on this model, I'm just going to do a quick pan shot here of delivery so you can see that it's applied very nicely to the model. Here on this bit of clip you can see the etched plate and plaque as well, just to finish off the model with a nice realistic touch. Well, in the previous clip I mentioned about the etched plate and plaque. So you can see it here, you can see that proper 3D effect on the plates there above the number. This to me is quite a nice thing to add part of detail wise to the model. It just gives it a bit more realistic and brings the model to life a bit more. You can see here that the number transfer itself is applied very nicely as well, and overall I'm very impressed with this model. We're going to move across to the side where we would then come across the EWN and S transfer. Same as the number being applied very nicely and overall very good. Moving on to the front of the model then, you can see I have painted the head code boxes black. On the standard model from Bachmann they are yellow. This locomotive in real life did have yellow, or it did one with black head code boxes. I preferred the black head code box look, so that's the one I've decided to model. So that's just the way I've decided to do it. As with most Bachmann models, you can just see the area on top of the nose there. It's got separate handrails for the doors on the end, and separate lamp irons. I haven't fitted any of the details yet, like pipework etc. They're soon to be there. The buffers are sprung like most Bachmann locomotives, and overall they are very good. I'm going to go into the snowplow now, because I did mention that I've mounted it to the buffer beam instead of it being onto the bogie. With 37s they normally have like an NEM pocket on the back, so it clips into the bogie and it pivots when it goes around corners. Whereas on here you can see I could turn the bogie and the snowplow stays in place. Just in the real 37s the snowplow never moves when it goes around the corner or over a set of points, so it just adds to the more realistic effect to the model. In my personal preference, 37 with the snowplow looks very nice. It gives it a little bit more of a bulky look, and it just brings a model to life a bit more. The next 37 we're going to look at then is this Coal Sector 37692, the last of Bachmann. This was a Scottish based logo, hence the name. Yet again, I have gone ahead and fitted the etched plate and plaque to this. It was a second hand model when I bought it, which is why it's got this rather nice weathering effect to it, and some details have already been fitted. I'm going to go over a nice panoramic shot here of what the previous owner has done weathering wise, and so you can see some of the other cool effects he has modelled on this 4mm gauge 37. So starting off at the rear of the model, we can see the number and the BR arrows. They have been applied very nicely. Previous owner has also done a bit of weathering around the nose and grills on this side of the model, and also in the ridges around the door. It just adds a little bit more lively effect to the model. We're then going to take our way over to the nameplates. So yeah, again they're brass ones, so it has got that realistic effect. But you could also see here the livery has been applied very nicely. As we move up along the body, you will see a little bit more weathering on rain streaks around the grills and coming off the roof. And then we go past the coal sector branding, which the previous owner has managed to scrape off a little bit of, just to give it that worn down effect. A nice big sooty mark around the grille there, and onto the front of the model itself. So then, this one here is obviously different to the previous 37 in the fact that it's got a centre head code instead of a split head code nose. Also the fact that it's a 37/4 variation of the body, so small grille, large grille, instead of it being small grille, large grille, large grille. There was different variants in that, also to do the roof. Anyway, so we're going to go here. You can see the very nice weathering effect the previous owner has done on the nose on this model, and he's also fitted some of the pipe work already, such as the multiple working and the cosmetic screw link coupling in the middle. He's also put his own area on it, so this one doesn't flex like a standard Bachmann one. That's like a bit of metal in there, so that can be broken off quite easy. I haven't done any mods on this one myself since I've had this model, hence why the ploughs are still mounted to the bogie and not to the buffer beam. There's still work for me to do on this model itself. Overall, I did get this at a nice bargain from eBay, and I've got the limited edition card / certificate with it as well, and I'm very impressed with this model, considering it's also quite rare. So, onto the model that gets a lot of people scratching their heads, in the sense that Bachmann has never done this as a ready to run model, and no one else have done that as of yet. Curious Girls announced this 37 as part of their new fleet that will be coming out throughout 2021, but this is a Bachmann conversion of 37610 in large logo and flush front. So it's definitely been a repaint. I bought this second hand again. It's had a very nice weathering job, and the conversion's being done absolutely amazingly. The only mods I have done is the way I fitted the snowplow, and I have copied some bits from picture so as to the most realistic standard I could get it myself. We're going to go over a nice panoramic shot on this unique Bachmann 37, and we're going into depth on stuff that has been added and improved to achieve this model. So you can see the previous owner, or the person who had modified it for the previous owner, is very good at repaints. Delivery sits very crisp and it's like a factory finish. You can see the small 37610 number there with the data panel. Also a small BR arrow there with an extra data panel to say who it's actually owned by. It's owned by Harry Needle, I believe, and it's currently on long-term lease to Colas, which is why it gets used on the test trains at the moment. So in the next couple of clips, I'm going to go over some of the details, weathering and other features that has been added to this model to get it to the current state it's in. So then, the one that gets people scratching their head is obviously the way the front is on this 37. Considering Bachmann has never released a 37 with a nose like this, or even a 37 with a top light between the horns. So the way this has been achieved is simply by using the Rainbow Railways resin noses with the wide pack lights, and also a Rainbow Railways headlight for the top there. You could get those from their website at a reasonable price, and it also gives in there nice detailed descriptions on how these lights are wired up into the main motherboard of the locomotive. You can see the previous owner has done a very lovely job at displaying the pipes on there. The only thing I have done is fitted the two outer ploughs without a centre plough. I copied that from a picture just because it's something different. They was a bit of a pain to fit, but after all, the work has paid off and it does look very smart. I have also glued them to the buffer beam so it's free from the bogie, and it all works very nice. I would also like to say that all lights, including the top light, does work when the loco is in movement, and the multiple working is also into the nose like it should be, whereas on Bachmann models it's either sat proud or it's just a transfer. So as you can see here, the previous owner, or the person who had done this model, is very good at coming down to exhaust weathering with an airbrush. You can see around the exhaust that build up of grime and how it slowly fades towards the rear of the locomotive. So it's a nice thick dirty black around here, and you get a nice fade of the clag or thrash across the roof. That's why I've purposely decided to detail the end I have, because most of the dirt is going towards that way of the loco, indicating that it's being driven in this direction more. Well, thank you for watching this video on me showing off my new 37s to the fleet. I will leave some pictures on social media to those on my things such as Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. I will also go into more detail on those in the next couple of videos over in the future, especially throughout the year of 2021. I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and I'll also thank you for the support I've received over the recent 3 videos of my stock from Christmas. So please like and subscribe to this video, and hope that 2021 is better for us all.